It's like driving, it's like doing surgery, it's like intubating, it's like putting in IVs. You do not master them by learning about them. You master them by doing them. I want you to imagine that you were at somebody's 90th birthday party, okay? And it was fun. Their family was there, their friends were there, the people whose lives they've impacted were there, and it was all of those things. And you got an opportunity to talk with them when they were reflecting on their lives, on the 90 years and all of that stuff. And they tell you, one of my biggest regrets was that I spent so much time focused on my distractions. I could have focused so much more on the life I wanted to create. Like what I created, what you see, this is amazing, but I had potential to do 1,000,000 times more. And I didn't even have to get bent out of shape if I just took 1 more hour or 2 more hours and, focused it on where I was trying to go, the impact I wanted to have, the life I wanted to create, the memories I wanted to create with my family. Oh my goodness, my life would have been 1,000,000 times more impactful. And then they told you, I don't live in regret. I am telling you this so that you can spend more of your time focused on where you want to go. You can spend more of your time doing what is required to build the business you want to build. Spend more of your time curating the family you want to have. Spend more of your time building the health you want to have, because none of those things will happen by default. And the distractions, the older you get, the more you'll be able to recognize them for what they were. They were just distractions. So you didn't meet this person at their 90th birthday party, but I did. And I'm having this conversation with you. I'm paying it forward as well. And I made this up, okay? Before you're like, hey, Dr. Una, who was that person? I made it up. But I travel to my 90th birthday party really often, right? And I've talked to a lot of older people. I like talking to older people because it helps you put things in perspective. And this is what they say. Most people are focused on distractions. They're focused on distractions. And this is the reason why they're either having no growth, which is what usually happens, or they're having marginal growth, which is the best case scenario. But the people who are ultra successful, they focus on the things that help them create. And I'm talking to entrepreneurs, so I will add the business, but it helps them create the business and the life of their dreams. And now a dream business is a business that has a lot of impact, and it creates financial freedom and time freedom for you. So it's a win-win situation, right? And your dream life is just a life consistent with what it is that you want, like you truly, deeply want, right? Okay, so I call these doctors limitless doctors, right? Doctors who are like, no, we're going to just step out of the box and we're going to create life on our terms. And we're going to create impact on our terms. And we're going to create time freedom and financial freedom on our terms, okay? And so I trust that you're listening to this because you're a limitless physician, right? And you might say, but I'm not experiencing it yet. That's okay, as long as you're doing the thing, right? You're on your way, so you're already one, okay? Now, we started this. This is a 5-part series. The first area of focus that we looked at is your expectation. And from that one episode, if you do what is in that episode, it will rock your world. Like you will meet a version of you and you will create outcomes that'll make you go like, wait, what happened here? What happened here? Okay. Now, today we're going to look at the next thing that we need to focus on. And again, these all work, the 5 things all work together. If you add this to it, then we're talking cray-cray land, like the level of results that you create. And that second area of focus is your skill set. It's your skill set. This is something that I learned, I want to say about 13 years ago. Okay, I learned this from Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy said that every year he picks a skill. I've called it the master skill. Okay, he picks a skill, and he picks a skill that has the potential to have the biggest ROI, the biggest return on investment. And he focuses on that for a year. And I remember thinking, I was like, Brian Tracy, that is so good for you. But I have 72,000 skills that I need to master. So clearly this is not a strategy for me because I don't have time to focus on one thing. And so for a number of years, I'm like, I have these 5 skills, these 7 skills, all of those kind of things. And after fooling around, which is what I like to call that, because Sometimes you should just listen to wisdom, okay? I came to the conclusion that the concept of having a master skill is so powerful because this is the thing. When you master the one thing, it affects every other skill you need to develop. And that's the truth, right? And so, I started that same process. Now, the first skill that I really worked on was time management because, I have so many moving parts. And even when it was early on in my business, like when I started my practice, I was a wife, I was a mom, I had 2 kids, we had the practice, I had to self-fund because I didn't qualify for any loans. I was working 20 hours a week in the urgent care. And at the same time, my husband and I planted a church. And so we're doing all the stuff that, we need to do in the church. And if you know anything about churches in the beginning, you're the one doing everything. And so I had all these moving parts. And I remember going like, oh my goodness, I think I'm done. I can't take this anymore. I don't have time. And my husband, ever so kind, he was like, okay, I hate to break this to you, but this is actually the freest you ever be. Not in terms of time, but as far as the amount of responsibilities you have. I was like, I cannot even imagine that. If I had one more thing added to my plate, like I'll just pass out, like all dramatic and stuff. But I look back on those days, I was like, wow, man, I was responsible for almost nothing, right? Because my responsibilities have like multiplied. We're talking like 100x, and in 100x, I have more time. So what made the difference? I mastered a skill, time mastery, right? Got really good at it. And then after that, I was like, wow, speaking is one of the fastest ways to grow any business. And so I need to become good at speaking. Now, I'm an introvert, okay? At the time when I made this decision, I was a socially awkward, super shy, introverted introvert. So I had to understand that speaking is a skill. It's not a personality type. So you can be an introvert and be a great speaker. And if you're untrained, you can be an extrovert and a terrible speaker. People may laugh and all those things, but the speaking is not strategic, so it can't grow your business. It can't do anything. So speaking, I learned that. Selling, I learned that, right? Building teams, building a team-led business. So these are all skills. Like over the years, I was like, okay, this year I'm going to master this skill. Okay. All right. Now, 12 months, think about it, right? Next 12 months. 12 months is a gift. And for many people, it's just a block of time and they just do what they've always done, wake up in the morning, do the same thing, rinse and repeat 365 times, and boom, they're at the end of the year. And then they say these magical words, this is going to be our best year yet, right? But there's nothing magical that happens on December 31st as you go into the first. There's nothing that happens. The only thing that could happen is you decide to focus on different things. You decide to change. You are committed, right, to taking the 12 months you have and whipping it into shape. But if we let things go by default, they go by default. Okay, so 12 months is a gift. And so when it comes to your skills, you can use the 12 months to complain about not having business skills, complain about not knowing to hire, be paralyzed and not hire because you're like, I don't know how to hire. You not lead your team because you're like, I don't know how to do that. You can literally be focused on all the reasons why you're disadvantaged. You could spend your time focused on sitting in the frustration of not being able to do what needs to happen for you to get where you want to go with your business. Or you can spend the same time, guys, you got nothing but time. I have nothing but time. You can spend the same time saying, I am going to spend this time mastering a skill that will make problem number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my business a non-issue because now I can handle it. Like right now, if you think about it, you know what the skill is. And I will go like, oh, I understand if you're like, it can't be one skill. Okay, I'll give you 1 to 3, but you have to be clear on which one is the master skill. For many entrepreneurs, the master skill is selling. Because that's the thing most entrepreneurs run away from. Right next to that is visibility. Don't want to be visible, don't know how to talk, don't know what to say. You can learn these things. You can acquire the skill. Hiring team members, right? So you're burnt out. You got cash in the bank. You can hire the team member, but you're like, I don't know what to do. And so you're burning out. You want to throw away your business. That's a beautiful business because of one skill set that's missing, right? Okay, so you can spend the next 12 months working on 1 to 3 skills. I like 1, right? But you'll learn others. So there's supplemental skills and that's fine. So 1 to 3 skills that would change your business the most. Like there's a skill or 2 or 3 that you can acquire that will literally 10x your business. one skill. Okay. So many is selling, many is time management. So for instance, every time we talk, people talk to us about coming into the EntreMD Business School, one of the questions that they have is like, well, I don't think I'll have the time to do the work. And I'm like, okay, but that's the thing we fix in the business school because that's a skill we help you acquire. We train you on the CEO calendar. We train you on your 20% priorities. We train you on how to delegate. We train you on how to build team. So you not having the time doesn't mean don't come in. You not having the time is the reason you come in to master the skill so you can have the time, right? Okay, so skill set. And so right here, I would love for you to make this commitment to yourself. Over the next 12 months, I'm going to master X. I'm going to master X. Like, there's no wishing this away. There's no wishing, oh, I wish they taught us business skills. They did not. Oh, I wish my parent taught me. They did not. You do not know it, but you can master it. And 12 months is a really long time. You can master it. When I talk about master, just to be clear, I'm not talking about, I looked at the curriculum and I took a test and now I'm certified. And nothing against certification, but I want to be clear on what I mean. What I mean is you can do the thing and create the result with the thing, right? Like you can speak and create results. You can sell and create results. You know how to engineer your visibility. Like you know how to do this stuff. That's what I mean by mastery. You're creating the result. Okay? All right. So I want to give you a process for focusing on a skill set. Okay? Because if you focus, so just think about, we've only talked about 2 things out of these 5 things. If you focused on your expectation, you're able to curate an expectation. Let's say you slip many times and 80% of the time, you're focused on where you're going. The expectation, where you have this strong belief. Your focus is on this strong belief that the goals you set will happen. And you're spending your time focused on building the skill that will give you the result. Just with these 2, what do you think will happen in 12 months? It's like, poof. So what is the process? How do I become this person who's focused on the skill set, right? That will take me to where I'm trying to go. Number 1, you have to determine what your master skill is. And I'll let you do 2 or 3, but you have to declare on what your master skill is, okay? And how do I choose a master skill? There are a number of ways. One of the ways you can do that is looking for where you have the biggest pain in your business. Then you ask yourself, what is the skill that will make this pain null and void? So for some of you, you're so burnt out because you're doing everything yourself. Delegation is a master skill that will change your life. And it's a skill. Nobody's born with it. You don't just accidentally get good at it. It's a skill. For some of you, you may have built your business to where you're multiple 7 figures and you only have producers on your team. You don't have any managers. You don't have any managers. And so your business is working. Your visibility is working. You have the clients and patients that you want, but your team is wearing you out. And it's not because of your team. It's because you have too many people answering to you and you're doing too much stuff for the team. You need to hire. And hiring could be your master skill. Because once you bring in 1 or 2 key players, the level of peace and productivity that will hit your business will shock you. For you, you may be the world's best kept secret. And so because of that, you don't have clients. You don't have the clients you need. So visibility might be your skill. Some of you, you may have so much visibility and you love it. Everybody knows you on social media, on podcasts, you're known in the community and all of those things. People are interested in your stuff, but nobody's saying yes. Selling, right? So you look for where the pain is and you're like, what skill makes that pain null and void? Okay. Another way is you look at something that is a rate limiting step. So let me explain what I mean by that. So you may say, oh my goodness, I have this opportunity to build this vertical in my business. And if I build it, I can 10x my revenue. But I can't do that because I need this hire. Okay, so then hiring now becomes the master skill. Or I want to exit my company, but in order to exit my company, I have to have a stable team. And so leadership, leading a profitable team may become the master skill. What is the thing I need to do so I can do the thing that I know I need to work? That may be the master skill. Now, or the thing that has the biggest payoff. Biggest payoff. So for instance, you may have a business and you have the clients, you have a business, a service that works, and you've created capacity for it. So you just need to turn on the faucet for so many people to come in. And so maybe getting referral partners is the thing that will give you the biggest payoff, because now you can put so many people into your business and create all these results. So maybe that becomes your master skill. Or maybe you have, say, like a coaching style business and people come and people go, people come and people go. And you're like, wait, if I can just work on a retention model, then my growth can be so much faster because I have more lifetime value for my clients. And then so building in such a way that you retain your clients then becomes your master skill. And that could be through giving them results that flat out don't make sense, like upping the kind of results they can get and things like that, right? So do you see what I'm saying? So it's not the same for everybody. It's not the same for every stage of business. It's not the same for every revenue level. It depends. And so these are some of the ways of looking at it. Okay. Number two, choose where you're going to learn the skill from. Okay. Choose where you're going to learn the skill from. You guys have heard me tell my story many times of, when I was going to learn speaking and all of that stuff. And the mastermind that I signed up was for $43,000 and all of that stuff. And it was so wild. But let me tell you what it did. Oh, it made a speaker out of me. And so sometimes, like after that moment, when I think about investing in myself, I'm like, it is bar none the most powerful thing I can do, because I'm the best. I'm the weapon. I'm the asset in my portfolio that appreciates the most. I am, right? And so speaking did what speaking did to me. Building business systems did what that did to me, and all of those things. And so, you can choose, but I will tell you the place to learn from that I'm biased, but I think is the best place for physician entrepreneurs. And that's the EntreMD Business School. And this is why. When it comes to the master skills, there are a few master skills that will always be skills that would either fix the rate limiting step, give you the biggest payoff, or cure the biggest pain. And those are around making the transition from physician to physician entrepreneur. So that has to do with time mastery, goal setting for your personal life, goal setting for your business, has to do with learning to brainwash yourself for success, all of those things, right? So that is becoming a physician entrepreneur. The second thing is visibility. Businesses don't work without visibility, right? And so that's a master skill that we focus on. Revenue generation systems. How do I create revenue? How can I turn the lever on and off? How can I do that? Right? Because we can do that as entrepreneurs. It is a skill. It's not luck. It's not economy. It's not all of that. It's a skill that you can learn and you can master and you can use it and it will change you, rock your world. Okay. So that's another skill that we work on. And the fourth one is how to build profitable teams. Profitable teams are the things you use to exponentially increase your impact, increase your time freedom, increase your financial freedom. And how do you do this in a profitable way? So the more team members you bring on, the more impact you can have and your profit grows. It doesn't shrink. When you think about it, these are the things that we focus on. These are the four master skills. Of course, there's skills under them, but the master skills that we focus on, because any physician who has all four will build a business that is their dream business and will build their dream life. And funny enough, many of them will go on to be serial entrepreneurs. Why? Because we did not give them a checklist. We made them physician entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs entrepreneur. That's what they do, right? And so it's so fun to now, like, the business school is 5 years old now. And so to see people have multiple verticals in their businesses, open up second businesses and all. I know it. Why? Because when you become an entrepreneur, you entrepreneur, right? Okay. You can choose where you need to learn it. I'm not saying the EntreMD Business School is the only place, but what I am telling you is that EntreMD as a company is devoted to helping doctors focus on the skill sets that will give them their dream business and their dream life. We do that on the podcast, right? I'm sure this podcast episode you're listening to is probably more valuable than some things you've paid money for. Yeah, I mean, it is. And this is our free content. So imagine what happens in the business school. Sometimes people are like, what's the difference? Like, I hear all the things she says on the podcast. What else could she possibly say? Child, right? And so you can ask that to the doctors in the business school, but we take these concepts and we take them deeper because this is practically an introduction, and then we work it, right? Because it's not, the EntreMD Business School is not about learning stuff and having a bunch of curriculum and checking things off and getting a certificate. It's about implementing until you become the master, until you create the dream business and dream life. Okay. So number one, determine the master skill. Number two, choose where you're going to learn from. I highly recommend the EntreMD Business School, and you can book a call with my team. They will walk you through it. They'll answer all your questions. We do not do any kind of high pressure sales. So entremd.com/call, and team will be happy to talk with you. Okay. And look at your business and tell you how we could potentially help you. And if we don't think it's a good fit, we'll tell you it's not a good fit, or it's not a good fit at this time. Right. And, like, we're not after just getting everybody in the school. We're after helping you. That's what we're after. Okay. So that's number two. Number three. Now, number one and two don't matter if you're not going to do number three. Okay. Number three is the granddaddy. This is what sets the stage for everything. And number three is putting in the reps. It's like driving. It's like doing surgery. It's like intubating. It's like putting in IVs, and all of these things. You do not master them by learning about them. You master them by doing them. So one of the things we do a lot in the EntreMD Business School is we put in reps. And it is reps that will take you from a person who is afraid of selling to a person who sells confidently, ethically, and authentically. It is putting in the reps that makes you someone who they can tell you the night before that, oh my goodness, we have these 2,000 people here at this event, and our keynote speaker is sick. Will you take the stage? And they will take the stage, and they will rock that stage. It is what takes them from people who go from their first 1,000 in revenue to their first 10,000 in revenue to their first 100,000 in revenue to their first 7 figures to multiple 7 figures and 8 figures, right? Is putting in the reps. So if you're not willing to put in the reps, this is not going to work, but you're listening, so I know you're ready to put in the reps. Okay, so let me qualify. When we talk about reps, and maybe even before I say that, I should say, when we talk about putting in the reps, it's not about perfection, it's about better, which means no matter how messy what you're doing is, put in the reps. No matter how bad you are at it, put in the reps, right? Because we're going for mastery. That's why we're putting in the reps, okay? Okay, so what I mean by putting in the reps is, first is the speed, And what I mean by that is, you learn something, you can start putting in the reps that day, or you can start putting in the reps 30 days from them, but you've lost 30 days of reps. If you decide, this is the goal, I'm going to do 2.5 million in revenue. These are the things this is a skill I need to learn because this skill will take me there, right? This is a skill I need to master because it'll take me there. Then, so why are we waiting? Let's go. Let's start putting in the reps. Let's start doing the activity. And as we start doing the activity, we start creating results. And as we do it better and better, we start creating better and better results. So for instance, I set my goals for 2026 in October. I start the year in October, right? That's what I do. And I do that because that gives me 90 days to put in the reps on whatever I said that I'm going to do the following year. Because if I'm not willing to put in the reps, chances are the year is just going to be a repeat of the year before. And that's the truth. So what am I doing now? At the time of this recording, I am practicing 2026. I'm putting in the reps. I'm picking up my master skill. I'm going to work at it, right? So I'm working out all the kinks. So by the time I get there, I'm ready to hit the ground running. People start their year in January 21st. January 1st, I've already had 90 days of that year. I've already put in the reps, like speed. So you made a decision. This is where we're going. Boom, start putting in the reps. You decided this is the skill, it's speaking, it's asking, it's selling, it's visibility, whatever. Start putting in the reps. Immediately. We're not waiting. Okay. So put in the reps, speed. Put in the reps, volume. Okay. So sometimes people say, well, I'm working on my visibility and my primary platform for that is social media. And I did 2 posts this week. What? Come on. And you might say, but I don't want to get burnt out on it. I don't have time. It does not take time to do 1 post a day. And if it takes time, then you do it long enough so it doesn't. It does not take time to do a reel a day. It does not take time. We have to stop lying to ourselves. Many people spend more time doom scrolling than they spend time producing. And they tell me, I don't like being on social media. I'm like, but you are on social media all the time. So instead of consuming positive is even better. So you spend your time doom scrolling, or you spend your time consuming, but you don't spend your time producing. So you're in over consumption mode. No, ma'am, no, sir. No, if you're going to be on there in a way that works for the goals that you set, in a way that is pushing your business forward, okay? And if you're like, no, Dr. Una, but it does take a long time in the beginning. But if you do it, if you go at full speed, like boom, let's go, and you put in the volume, you'll find that it doesn't. You become better and better at it. You become better and better at it. Like when I started this challenge of, walking 3.1 miles every single day, all of that stuff, I also gave myself a challenge to do a reel every morning while I'm walking, right? And those reels are between 90 seconds and 3 minutes. How long does it take to do that? Because I am working on this skill and I have worked on this skill, I pay attention to the business lessons I'm learning and the questions people are asking. And boom, I just go there and answer a question. It literally takes me 2 minutes. Now, when you add putting in the whatever things I have to put, the caption, all of those things, maybe it's a total of 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And there's a reel a day. And that reel a day is growing my visibility. That reel a day is putting me in front of new people. That reel a day is showing doctors what they can do, who they are, that they're not just doctors, is giving them strategy to buy back their time, strategy to get to 7 figures. Hello, 5 minutes. So speed, volume, and better. So which means every time you put in the rep for that skill, you aim to do it better. Your intention is to do it better. And if you will do that, guess what happens? Every single day you do it, you get better, which means you can do more in less time. You can do more in less time. You can do more in less time. And if you will do that for a year, guess what will happen at the end of the year? You will be a total boss at it, and you would have changed your business. And because it changed your business, it will change your life. Okay? So what is my process? Number 1, determine the master skill. Number 2, choose where you're going to learn it from. Number 3, put in the reps. And when you think of putting in the reps, you think speed, you think volume, you think better. I want you to make a commitment. I want you to make a commitment. I am going to focus on my skill set. I am going to focus on the master skill that will deliver the goals that I set. I'm not just setting goals because this is a cute thing to do. No, I am setting goals I fully intend to make my reality. And I know one of the things I have to do is focus on my expectation. Discipline that expectation. The second thing I need to focus on is my skill set, the master skill that will take me there. I want you to think about this. Think about the master skill that will make the biggest difference in your life, in your business. And I want you to think about 12 months from now that you are a boss, a pro at doing the thing. And I think about the ripple effect it has in your business. And because of that, the ripple effect it has in your life. Now, I don't have to have a conversation with you to know that is one beautiful picture. And it is not a figment of your imagination. And that is not fantasy. It can be your reality. If you will stop focusing on distractions and stop focusing on your frustration and stop focusing on, oh, I cannot because, and you start focusing on becoming a master at that thing. And not master meaning curriculum and certificate and all, but master that you're good at it and you create results with it. Hold that picture and then focus on your skill set. Focus on your master skill. Give yourself wholly to developing this over the next 12 months, and you will have a business and life that will rock your world. I cannot wait to celebrate it with you. And if you're like, yep, I'm coming into the EntreMD Business School to develop that, again, book a call with my team, entremd.com/call. We'll be happy to talk to you. If this episode was a gift to you, I want thousands of doctors to experience being limitless physicians. So do me a solid and share this with the doctors in your network, whether you're friends by text, WhatsApp, and Facebook groups. On your page, tag me. I'd love to thank you. But let's get the word out and let us get out of these boxes and let us get into a different kind of life, like Physician 2.0, dream business, dream life. Rooting for you always. See you on the next episode.